Now, on to celebrating those who are doing good. Welcome back to another episode of the Doing Good podcast, where we shine a light on volunteers who make an extraordinary impact in their communities. Today's featured volunteer is Pine, who will introduce us to several local nonprofits in Nashville, Tennessee. Pine's story is one of deep community roots and persistent service. She shows up again and again wherever the need is greatest. Pine, welcome to the show. We're so glad you're here today.
Thank you for having me.
I have heard great things about your volunteerism, and I understand that you have volunteered for quite a number of organizations. So before we get into all of them, would you tell us just a little bit about yourself, who you are, like if you're a mom or a dog mom or where you live, that sort of thing. Just fill us in a little bit so the listeners can know exactly who they're listening to.
Well, my name is Pine. Well, my name is actually Corisa Lewis. Everyone calls me Pine. That's been my nickname ever since I was a baby. I am from Nashville, Tennessee. I live in Nashville, Tennessee. I have 5 daughters, 17 grandchildren, 1 great grandson, and 3 grandpups. And yes, they are so fun and cute.
You have your hands full, young lady. Oh my goodness. Oh, and 5 daughters. You are a brave soul.
Oh, no, I love it. I love it. We had a great time growing up together.
So great. I love that. So what are a couple of fun ways that you have volunteered over the years and the organizations you did that for?
We had a major storm here a few years ago, and actually we went to the Magruder Center and just gave supplies, toiletries, food, household cleaning supplies and stuff like that to people in need, cases of water. I've also volunteered with Habitat for Humanity. I helped one of my best friends build her house for that program. Yes,
Amazing. What an experience.
that was an experience. That was quite fun.
So can you tell us more about not just your business and the name of it, but how you give that way?
Well, the name of my business is Pineapples Food Service and Events. And I just give my time, um, just as an individual. I give my time to different organizations, my church, which is Friendship Missionary Baptist Church, or City of Grace, Pastor Frank D. Stevenson, and it may be my church, and I just volunteer wherever is needed. It could be a community garden. If I see something on Facebook or anything, or Instagram, any social media that says looking for volunteers, we need help uh, moving these boxes from one side of the room to the other. If I'm not doing anything, I will sign up. I volunteer for the Nashville Pride event as well, just taking putting wristbands on people when they come in, and I just signed up through the Nashville scene, actually. So some of my volunteerism may not necessarily be through an organization. It's just stuff that I see on social media, and I be like, "Oh, well, I can do that," and I sign up, and then I go.
I have a feeling you can do just about anything, mother of 5. Yes.
Yes.
Um, and business owner. um, so given who we are and what we do with Doing Good, let's focus on those opportunities where you served through or for established organizations. Are there other organizations, nonprofits around town which you've served?
Moms on a Mission, which is my daughter's nonprofit. My daughter started this program when her oldest daughter was in pre-K, and her oldest daughter is now 15 years old. And it was just an organization for single mothers to just to let them know that they're not out here alone, give them time to commune and be with other young mothers. So we had monthly meetings where everybody and we played games and ate and just talked and shared. It's still a good thing. And even the original women that were there from the beginning still check in, still communicate, and we all still meet up from time to time.
Nice. I love the community that nonprofits build, whether it's formally or informally. Like, you just never know. I love it. And I want to point out too that you're serving for your daughter's nonprofit, and it had to start and it had to build over time. And I just want to encourage anybody out there to consider volunteering for the smaller nonprofits.
Yes. She had something at Hadley Park and it was a meeting and I did go and sit in with that and volunteer and help her do that. And it was just sharing awareness, passing out the Narcan kits to people who wanted them, and just
And
sharing.
explain those what they are for those who don't know.
Narcan kits are you use them when if somebody is overdosing. You can give them a couple of shots of Narcan, and, um, and you can do it, like, through the nose. It's just a couple puffs through the no through, like, nasal spray.
Well, and I want to point out, please don't discount the board leadership that you provided, right? Like, I'll say volunteering at a table, for lack of a better description, um, is so different than being hands-on in the middle of the event, right?
Yeah.
They're just different ways of giving. And I'm here to tell you, being a board member is incredible volunteer service. So, the fact that you did it all just speaks more highly of you. And you started sharing a little bit about an additional nonprofit. Oh, and
Well
you also mentioned Corner to Corner. So let's talk about all of them.
well, Corner to Corner is a nonprofit. I'm a graduate from Corner to Corner. I'm a past
Yep.
two-time facilitator of Corner to Corner. There's a church on 12 South, and on Giving Tuesday, we're there asking for donations for Corner to Corner.
So great. Hey, and by the way, will you tell the listeners about Giving Tuesday and what that is?
Giving Tuesday is your chance to give back to the community, to nonprofits, make donations so the nonprofits can keep doing what they're doing for the people in our communities.
Well, and then I stopped you from yet another nonprofit that you've been involved in. And what can you tell us more about it?
The 37208 fund, the
Yes.
main one. Well, not the main one, they all main, but the 37208 fund. Last summer, we did a fish fry, and even though on the committee of the 37208 fund, I, just volunteered my time to fry the fish, set up my tent tables and everything so we could raise money for the 37208 fund, so we can continue to serve the community.
Can you explain to the listeners who the 3728 Fund is and what they do?
As far as the 37208 fund committee, we give grants to community members, individuals, organizations, other nonprofits who are doing great things for the 37208 community. You could be someone who gives scholarships to high school seniors for to help with their college tuition, or you could be someone who is just doing a backpack drive for kids going to school, and you want to just give backpacks. And I know someone who did a sewing class, and she actually hired me as the caterer.
What?
She had a certain amount in her application for a caterer, and even though it wasn't, say, like, if I had done the catering without it being for this community event, it would have been probably 2 times as much. But it was a community event, and she asked me to do it, and we did fund her, so I was like, "Sure." And it was really nice, and she taught these young ladies how to sew, well, some basic sewing tips.
Well, that really makes a ripple effect for sure throughout the community, it sounds.
Yes. A lot of the things one of our past members, he has a company and he has an organization where um, he, like, goes beautifying the community. And
Mhm.
so he will take different community members, younger, young women and men, and mentor them, and they may do trash pickup, they may, um do building, painting, they do different things to help keep the 37208 community beautiful.
So from what I understand of it, it's called participatory grant making, right? And this is I I think it's safe to say it's not the only participatory grant making nonprofit out there. However, it's unusual and a fairly new thing that's happening across the country.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and I think it's so cool that y'all are doing this and that it's obviously succeeding
Yes,
and
it is.
making the impact throughout. Because I think for those of us who are new to the idea, because you've lived it, you've been in it and involved, and but for someone like me who's new to the idea of it, it sounds like both individuals and nonprofits in the 37208 zip code can apply for this funding. Is
Yeah.
that right?
Or yes, or individuals and organizations. Some nonprofits do apply, but it started as a individual thing, maybe like a one day, like I said, a backpack drive or something, and people are really showing the different and diverse things that are out there to offer in the 37208 community that people may not have known about. So we have a variety of people who apply for grants. We have a TV station that does public it's like a public it's not PBS, but it's similar to it, but it's North Nashville TV, which
Mhm.
37208 is in North Nashville. So it does it focuses on a lot of community issues and things. But we have a lot of different people that apply. The Buffalo Soldiers, which is a motorcycle club, they are they're the organization that gives the scholarships to the seniors. Some of the participants invite us to their events so we can see
Oh,
how the money is that well, the grants that we give them, how they're actually working and the good that comes from it.
can you share an experience of your volunteering with or through the 37208 fund when you you were really impacted?
Well, I would say the time that we did the fish fry, we all came and there was the first time for the community to even do any outside or extra fundraising ourselves. So they have different people who donate. I was like, well, why don't we try to raise some money ourselves? One time our funds were getting kind of low and we wouldn't have any more till the next year. And each committee gets to choose like how you want your term on that committee to be served. So the other members agreed and we went to Jefferson Street, which is in 37208, and we set up the tent and we had a fish fry and it, it was a great experience. I really love to see the people that came out and supported, even if they didn't want to buy a fish sandwich, that made donations and things like that. It was really special that the other committee members even accepted the challenge for us to do this. So that was real impactful. I enjoyed the outcome of that, and just being there serving on Jefferson Street and having a fish fry and a couple people. Sometimes people, a lot of people in the 37208 community in Jefferson Street does not have the funds or the means sometimes to buy groceries or eat dinner. So just the giving the couple free sandwiches to people, and that was really special. That was special because we knew that that person was not going to be hungry that day. So
There you go.
that was a great impact.
What a meaningful experience,
Yes, it
right?
was. It was.
Now, it sounds like you're a woman on a mission to me. And you seem to seek ways to volunteer. How would you say that, and I know you said earlier, right when we first started to come on and speak, you said it's a fun way for you to give back, which is
It
so
is.
cool. I love to hear that. Uh, what do you think others might find if they were to follow in your footsteps by seeking out ways to volunteer?
Find gratification. Others, hopefully, they will find gratification. Hopefully, they will find a peace of mind somewhere in their heart where, like, oh, maybe I like doing this a little more than I thought. So maybe they'll find the want to get out to do more volunteering and helping our community be something great.
I know that in your number of activities and the ways you give back, you have such an open heart, and I just want to thank you for that.
Now, I love giving back through food. I love selling food, of course, but I love giving back through food because that's something I do well, and it's a sign
Mm.
of hospitality, and it's a sign of community. You know, people always gather around the table and laugh, cry, talk, share. So I just love giving back through food. Now, when I did the thing with Men of Valor, I actually all I did was donate. Well, it took me hours, but I made sandwiches and chips, juice, all kind of stuff for 800 people. And I don't know. At first, I thought when this was presented to me, I thought that I was supposed to do the whole thing. I didn't know until after the fact. They was like, "No, you can just like buy chips or and donate the chips or buy." I was like, "Well, I feel like I want to just do it all." And
No,
and they came and picked it up, and I could probably find the email, but I don't know the contact person's name right off that I spoke to or came and picked it up. But I felt really good after doing that. Friend of mine has an organization called Free Hearts. Well, she's a part of an organization called Free Hearts. And so, well, her nonprofit is Second Chance Solutions. She had been to prison, and most of the women, I believe, that are in Free Hearts uh, have been to prison. So when she got out of prison, she changed her life around a lot. I'm very proud of her. But she started a nonprofit called Second Chance Solutions for women that are returning to society from prison. She also was a student of mine at Corner to Corner.
crazy.
So she
What
went
a
through the
small world.
program, but I volunteered. But oh, I should have sent. I don't know if I sent you the picture of me and a whole like charcuterie table.
Well, you need to now.
So that's what I did for her for their organization. I volunteered. They wanted a charcuterie board, and I did a whole charcuterie table spread.
Look at you. Look at you with your hospitality and food. I'll say bringing comfort to and I'll say health to
Yeah.
anybody and everybody throughout. your entire community throughout that zip code. Oh my goodness. And it is not a small area. For those who are listening from outside of the Nashville area, would you say that the 37208 zip code is, I'll say, definitely in the Nashville, like in the more populated area of Nashville? I don't know the right way to say it, but like it's a very busy, very full zip code.
It is. Probably the most urban, I guess, area in Nashville.
Hmm.
Um, and the North Nashville was and still is majority African Americans, and it was a busy, like a lot of different business owners, and uh uh we have three HBCUs in the 37208 zip code. We have Tennessee State University, we have Meharry Medical College, and we have Fisk University. Oh, and we also have American Baptist College as well.
That,
Yeah,
right. And
yeah,
Jefferson Street, which you mentioned earlier, is
yeah,
historical. I mean, this
yeah,
is an incredible community you're in and you're
yeah.
making waves in. And I know, like, I just have to give, I want to say, uh, I want to weigh in on the gravitas of your volunteerism in this community, and I'll say in these different pockets throughout the community through your food and through the events, because that is what brings people together, and that is what helps carry on community from one generation to the next, or even from one year to the next. Thank you so much, Pine. Thank you for sharing your incredible heart and spirit, and for all the hours and hard work and dedication you have given to your community, to the Nashville greater community, and for being here and allowing us to learn from you and to grow from being able to take what you know and what you've experienced and frankly potentially apply it to our own lives. So thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
In our next episode, we'll talk more about the 37208 Fund and interview a staff member as well as one of the community residents whose project the 37208 Fund supported, and to learn how this project has grown. Until then, remember, extraordinary impact often starts with individuals who are willing to show up again and again wherever their community needs them. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Doing Good podcast. If you enjoyed our conversation today, we invite you to subscribe or rate us on your favorite podcast platform. And follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, or YouTube at Doing Good TV. Doing Good is a 501c3 nonprofit. Please donate to support this podcast via the donate button on our website, doinggood.tv. And while you're there, nominate a volunteer you know for us to celebrate on a future episode. Together, let's celebrate those who are doing good.